With Christmas now come and gone, thousands of Christmas trees are expected to be thrown away in the next couple of days. But there are some options available for those looking to dispose of their trees responsibly. Western Mass News reporter Taylor Smith visited a local animal sanctuary in Westfield that is accepting tree donations to provide as a holiday treat for their furry friends.
As the Christmas holiday officially comes to an end, now is the time many are wondering what to do with their Christmas trees. But before you throw them away, Whip City Animal Sanctuary in Westfield is collecting them, not only to help reduce waste, but to also provide a nutritious treat for their animals. Western Mass News spoke with a volunteer at the sanctuary. She explained to us how much their animals appreciate these donations, and the volunteers are grateful too.
When they see us come to bring them a tree over the fence, they come running. And it's beneficial to us too, because then they have the smell of the Christmas trees on their breath. So when we kiss them, we get to smell that.
Teresa McAndrew says that on a good year, the sanctuary will receive close to 100 Christmas tree donations, which generally last well into the spring season. However, it's important to note that Whip City only accepts farm-grown trees to ensure the safety of their animals when eating these Christmas treats.
So we really don't want them to come from the big box stores, because they could be sprayed with chemicals that can be toxic to the animals. And after you decorate them and take them down, you want to make sure any kind of tinsels or ornaments are off the trees.
For those interested in donating their Christmas trees, you can drop them off at the sanctuary anytime.
They'll see where the pile is, and they can just drop them on the pile, usually by the side of the barn. And we receive them, 1 or 2 weeks after Christmas.
You can also bring your trees during operating hours for a special treat of your own.
We also have visiting hours every weekend between the hours of 10 and 2 on Saturday and Sundays, and they can bring their trees then at that time too, and then come and meet the animals.
Reporting for Western Mass News, I'm Taylor Smith.